Hi, in this video, I will guide you how to enter the transaction for the third scenario, which is forwarder company and third-party company involved in this imported goods transaction. In this scenario, we have to create an other payment method which is third-party paid on behalf in order to enter the transaction. Same as scenario 2, there are two ways to enter the transaction. The first way is key in the transaction without using text code IMGTS and other payment method, which is payment made by forwarder on behalf of us. Another way is key in the transaction by using text code IMGTS and other payment method, which is payment made by forwarder on behalf of us. Now let's see the example first. On 10th of August, we received supplier invoice, which is we purchase goods from supplier overseas, 2 units per $500 each. So the total purchase amount is $1,000. We assume the currency rate is 3.5. In the K1 form, custom assess the goods amount as 3,600 and charge 6% GST on it. Custom duty is 200 with 6% GST. So the total GST amount will be 228. Forwarder company will bill us for clearing the imported goods. So they will bill us 228 for GST paid on behalf, custom duty 200, and freight charges 100 with 6% GST. In this scenario, forwarder company will pay on behalf of us to third-party company, which is the FCL container charges 206. Then the third-party company will bill us the terminal charges 100, which is zero rated, and agency fee 100 with 6% GST. Both of these charges already paid by forwarder on behalf of us, which is the FCL container charges 206 billed by forwarder company. As mentioned just now, first we have to create a new other payment method, which is third party paid on behalf at account maintenance. So kindly go to GL, account maintenance, kindly click on bank cash deposit, and kindly select other payments, and select current liabilities, and key in your account number. Kindly enter the description, which is third party paid on behalf. Once you're done, you may click Save. Now I will do the first way, which is key in the transaction without using text code IMGTS and other payment method, which is payment made by forwarder on behalf of us. First, we have to enter the purchase invoice, which is billed by supplier overseas. So kindly go to Purchase, Purchase Invoice, create a new purchase invoice. So the creditor is supplier overseas, which is in US dollar. And the date is on 10th of August. Supplier invoice number is INV0003. As per example, the item is item 1 and the quantity is 2. Unit price is 500 US dollar. So in this first way, the GST code we will select null, which is no GST rate and no GST charges, because our overseas suppliers won't charge us on the GST. And the currency rate is 3.5. So once you're done, you may click Save. After that, we have to enter the AP invoice, which is billed by forwarder company. Kindly go to AP, AP invoice entry, create a new AP invoice. So the creditor is forwarder company. For the supplier invoice number, we'll refer to our example, which is FW0002. And the date is on 10th of August. As per example, the first charges is GST paid on behalf. For GST paid on behalf, kindly select Input Tax Account. And kindly refer to your K1 form, which is the custom assessed amount 3,600. Kindly enter 3,600 as taxable amount only. This is because we just have to pay forwarder the GST amount of 3,600. Kindly select tax code IM. The second charges is custom duty. Kindly select custom duty account. And enter the amount, which is 200. For the custom duty, kindly select tax code IM also. The third charges is freight charges. Kindly select freight charges account. And enter the amount 100. For the freight charges, kindly select tax code TXS. The last one is the FCL container charges. So in this scenario, forwarder will bill us the FCL container charges 206. This charges is forwarder company pay on behalf of us to third party company. As you all know, third party company will bill us these charges also, which is the terminal charges and agency fee. However, forwarder company already made the payment to third party company. So we'll use the account we created just now, which is other payment method, third party pay on behalf, as a link in order to knock off the AP invoice of third party company we will key in later. So kindly select third party pay on behalf. And enter the amount 206. Since this is forwarder company paid on behalf of us, so they cannot charge 6% GST. Kindly select tax code OP. The description, you may key in the supplier invoice number, which is INV 0003, and also your K1 form number. So you may double check for the total amount. The total amount is 740. You may refer to our example. So the total amount billed by forwarder company is 740. Once you're done, you may click Save. Now we will enter the AP invoice, which is billed by third party company. So kindly go to AP invoice entry, create a new AP invoice. So the creditor is third party company, and the supplier invoice number will refer to our example, which is TP 0001. And the date is on 10th of August. As per example, the first charges is terminal charges, which is 0 rated. Kindly select terminal charges account. And enter the amount 100. Terminal charges is 0 rated, so kindly select tax code ZP. So the GST rate will be 0. The second charges is agency fee, which is sender rated. Kindly select agency fee account. And enter the amount 100. For agency fee, kindly select tax code TXS, which is 6% GST rate. For the description, you may key in your purchase invoice number and also your K1 form number. So you may double check for the total amount. The total amount is 206. As per our example, the total amount is 206. Once you're done, you may click Save. So now we will create the AP payment for third-party company in order to knock off the AP invoice that we key in just now. Kindly go to AP payment, create a new AP payment. So the creditor is third-party company. We assume the date is on 10th of August. For the payment method, kindly select the other payment method that we created just now, which is third party paid on behalf. And the payment amount is 206. Kindly knock off with the invoice that we created just now. Once you're done, you may click Save. After that, you may key in the AP payment for supplier overseas and also the forwarder company when you make the payment for them. So this is the first way to enter the transaction for third scenario. Now we will do for the second way, which is key in the transaction by using tax code IMGTS and other payment method, which is payment made by forwarder on behalf of us. We'll use the same example. First, we have to create a new payment method, which is payment made by forwarder on behalf of us at account maintenance. So kindly go to GL, account maintenance. So kindly click on bank cash deposit and select other payments and select current liabilities and key in the account number and also the description, which is payment made by forwarder on behalf of us, and click Save. Now, same as the first way, we have to enter the purchase invoice, which is billed by supplier overseas. Kindly go to Purchase Invoice, create a new purchase invoice. So the creditor is supplier overseas, which is in US dollar. Kindly enter the supplier invoice number and the date is on 10th of August. As per example, the item is item 1, the quantity is 2, and the unit price is 500 US dollar. In the second way, kindly select tax code IMGTS, which is no GST rate and no GST charges. This is because our overseas suppliers won't charge us on GST. For the explanation of IMGTS, you may refer to the first scenario video. So the currency rate is 3.5. Once you're done, you may click Save. In this second way, we have to create a payment voucher by using payment made by forwarder on behalf of us in order to do the posting to input tax account. Kindly go to GL, Cash Book Entry, create a new cash transaction, new payment voucher. The pay to kindly key in payment made by forwarder on behalf of us. The description, you may key in the supplier invoice number. The date, as per example, we assume is on 10th of August. The payment method, kindly select the other payment method that we created just now, which is payment made by forwarder on behalf of us. Kindly click on Imported Goods document and click Search. Once you click Search, the system will sort out the purchase invoice that we key in just now, which is use the tax code IMGDS. Kindly check the purchase invoice. Once you check the purchase invoice, the system will auto-detect the purchase amount, which is 3,500. So we refer to our example. The custom duty is 200. You may direct key in the custom duty charges 200. If the custom duty is on percentage, you may key in a percentage here. Kindly select the custom duty account. The tax code, kindly select tax code IM. Once you're done, you may click OK. This is the custom duty. The amount is 200 with 6% GST and the GST tax code is IM. The system will auto-highlight the purchase invoice in full. As per our example, in the K1 form, custom assess the amount is 3,600. So you can change your custom assess amount, change to 3,600. The GST amount will update based on your custom assess amount. If custom assess your currency rate, then you can change your currency rate. So the GST tax code is IM with 6% GST. You may key in your K1 form number and import declaration number here. So once you're done, you may click Save. After that, we have to create the AP invoice, which is billed by forwarder company. Kindly go to AP invoice entry, create a new AP invoice. So the creditor is forwarder company. For the supplier invoice number, kindly refer to our example, which is FW0002. As per example, the date is on 10th of August. For the GST paid on behalf and custom duty charges, in the second way, we'll select the payment made by forwarder on behalf of us account in order to enter both of the charges. Kindly select the account. And follow the total amount of the payment voucher that we key in just now, which is 428. So this amount already included the GST paid on behalf and also the custom duty. Kindly select tax code OP. The following charges is freight charges. Kindly select freight charges account and key in the amount 100. For the freight charges, kindly select tax code TXS, which is 6% GST. The last one is the FCL container charges 206. For FCL container charges 206, same as the first way, kindly select third party paid on behalf account. And key in the amount 206. Since this is forwarder company paid on behalf of us, they cannot charge 6% GST. So kindly select tax code OP. For the description, kindly key in the supplier invoice number and your K1 form number. So you may double check for the total amount. The total amount is 740. As per our example, which is 740. So once you're done, you may click Save. Now, same as the first way, we have to enter the AP invoice, which is billed by third party company. Kindly go to AP invoice entry, create a new AP invoice. So the creditor is third party company. For the supplier invoice number, we'll refer to our example, which is TP0001. As per example, the date is on 10th of August. The first charges is the terminal charges, which is 0 rated. kindly select Terminal Charges account and enter the amount 100. For the GST tax code, kindly select ZP, which is 0 rated. The second is the agency fee. Kindly select agency fee account and the amount is 100. For the agency fee, kindly select tax code TXS, which is 6% GST. For the description, kindly key in the supplier invoice number and your K1 form number. So you can double check the total amount, which is 206, as per example, which is 206. So once you're done, you may click Save. So now we will enter the AP payment for third-party company in order to knock off the AP invoice that we key in just now. Kindly go to AP payment, create a new AP payment. So the creditor is third-party company. We assume the date is on 10th of August. Kindly select third-party pay on behalf as the payment method and key in the amount 206. Then knock off with the third-party invoice that we key in just now. So once you're done, you may click Save. After that, you may key in the AP payment for supplier overseas and forwarder company when you make the payment for them. Now I will show you the GST 03 of August taxable period. This is the GST 03. You may click on Hide options in order to get the larger view. So the taxable period is from 1st of August until 31st of August. The imported goods transaction that we entered just now are within this period. In order to view and check this transaction, kindly look for item number 6B, which is the input tax amount. So this is the input tax amount. You may click on the amount, then you will get the transaction drill down. This is the transaction drill down. Since the forwarder company invoice number in example of the scenario is FW0002, so you may refer to the document number, which is FW0002. So for this transaction is GST of custom duty. Another one is GST of imported goods. So you also can double click the transaction, then you will get the document details. So the first transaction, GST of custom duty, we enter in this AP invoice of forwarder company. You also can double click the GST of imported goods. Then you will get the same AP invoice. Since the freight charges tax code is TX, so you have to look at the TX transaction. So this one is the GST of freight charges, which is 6 ringgit. You also can double click, then you will get the same AP invoice. Besides that, in this scenario, the third-party company will bill us the charges. So the agency fees billed by third-party company is standard rate. So you also have to look at the TX record. You also can double click. Then you will get the AP invoice of third-party company that we enter in the first way. Now let's look for the transaction that we enter in the second way. This is the GST of imported goods, and this one is GST of custom duty. Both of these transactions we enter in the second way. You also can double click the transaction in order to get the details of the documents. The first transaction, GST of imported goods, we enter in this payment voucher. As mentioned before, in this second way, we will create this payment voucher in order to do the posting of GST on imported goods and GST of custom duty to input tax account. You also can double click GST of custom duty transaction. Then you will get the same payment voucher. As we mentioned before, by creating this payment voucher, it will convert the tax code IMGDS into tax code IM. So you can check at here, the GST tax code will be IM. Same at here, the GST tax code is IM. Since tax code of freight charges is TX, so you may look at the TX transaction. This is the GST of freight charges, which is 6 ringgit. You also can double click, then you will get the AP invoice of forwarder company that we enter in the second way. Besides that, in this scenario, the third-party company will bill us the charges. Since the agency fee billed by the third-party company is standard rate, so you also have to look at the TX transaction. So this one is the agency fee transaction. You also can double click, then you will get the AP invoice of third-party company. This is the explanation of imported goods transaction in GST 03. Before the end of this video, I would like to clarify that there are two limitations when you use the first way to enter a transaction of imported goods. In this video, we assume all the documents date are same. However, in the real world, some forwarder company will bill you before they receive the K1 form. For such scenario, you will face the problem regarding when you claim input tax earlier than K1 form date, which is an offense to the GST law. This is the AP invoice of forwarder company that we enter in the first way. So you can see that in the first way, we enter the GST on imported goods and GST of custom duty in AP invoice of forwarder company. So you will claim the input tax based on the AP invoice date. Now let's think about it. If your GST taxable period is 1 month and your forwarder company bill you on 31st of May, but you receive the K1 form on 2nd of June, which is in different taxable period. If you use the first way to enter, then you will claim the GST on imported goods and GST of custom duty on May. However, you should claim your input tax for this transaction on June taxable period instead of May. So we advise that not to use this way if you experience such scenario. How about the second way? In the second way, we'll use the tax code IMGDS to link with the payment voucher, so it won't have this problem. This is the payment voucher that we enter in the second way. So we enter the GST on imported goods and GST of custom duty in payment voucher instead of forwarder AP invoice. You may enter the payment voucher date as per the K1 form date. So your input tax claim will fall to the exact month as per your K1 form. This is the reason that we advise you to use the second way to enter a transaction if you experience such scenario. Besides that, the first way has another limitation, which is your GAF file will incomplete. Now let's see the GAF file. This is the GAF file of August taxable period. In the first way, which is key in the transaction without using tax code IMGDS and other payment method, which is payment made by forwarder on behalf of us, the supplier overseas purchase invoice will not appear in your GAF file. It just has a record of AP invoice, which is billed by forwarder company and third-party company. However, in the second way, which is key in the transaction by using tax code IMGDS and other payment method, the GAF file will have the record of supplier overseas purchase invoice and also the forwarder company AP invoice and third-party company as well. So in the second way, your GAF file will more transparent and clear. In conclusion, we advise users use the second way, which is enter the transaction by using tax code IMGDS and other payment method, as the first way has its own limitations, even then the first way is easier and much more simple. This is the end of the video. Thanks for watching.